in the class, and I tell my students in the very beginning that my mission is really for them to be as knowledgeable as possible and for them not to have any regrets.
Yeah.
That's so important to me because I know full well that you cannot plan for every single thing that's going to happen, and I want it to be the safest and the best experience. But having had an experience that you did not plan for, can you say now that you don't have any regrets? Would you have taken the class again? Would you say to somebody, well, you know what? You may not end up with the vaginal birth you want or the natural birth that you want, but I still think you should take the class?
100%.
Absolutely. And I, another piece of what happened in my experience was, and because of what I learned in the class about VBACs, the vaginal birth after C-section, I never would have known that. Again, another thing that's spoon-fed to us women. If you have a C-section, you're always going to have C-sections. So after that, I chose to go to a midwife and, explore what my options would be in subsequent pregnancies.
Mm-hmm.
I did end up opting for a C-section with my second. For my personal reasons, but at that point, and especially after the whole being disappointed and it not going the way I wanted to, that helped me through that period afterwards to say, I still can have this experience if I so choose. And I went and I explored, and I never would have known that, but we talked about VBACs during the course, and I didn't even know what that was.
And that will always be the most important thing. The most important thing for you guys is to know, and for anybody who's considering taking a class, that whatever class you take, whether it's my class or any other childbirth class out there, that there should be no coercion, there should be no judgment, there shouldn't be any hidden agendas, but the whole premise of taking the class is to give you what you uniquely need to make the decisions that are best for you. Not the decisions that are best for me or your friend or your mother or anybody else, but what you guys decide upon is being what is best for you. And I am over the moon thrilled that you guys all got to do that, even though your experiences were very different. And I'm just really excited.
The end result was still there. And I know she was disappointed, and that's one of the reasons why she was in labor for 30 hours. We didn't sleep. I slept in the hospital with her, But it was what she had wanted, and it wasn't what just she had wanted, it's what we wanted as a couple. Because I wanted the most natural experience for her as possible, because that's what she wanted, and I supported my partner, Because really, as the man, right, you're the coach. You're there to help and do all the little things that she can't do because she's actually in a tremendous amount of pain, and she's having a baby. So it was a special experience, and not having any information, you're going in there blind. I think the level of fear might cloud the experience for you, and going in there and knowing that you had choices and being able to, it was a completely different experience if you just walked in off the street and said, oh my God, we're having a baby.
Yeah.
What do we do now? Shoot her up with drugs and let's pop it out. Because my mother told me she wasn't even awake when I was born.
Yeah.
She wasn't even awake.
Yeah.
So she had no idea. They woke her up a couple hours later. Here's your kid. I think my wife had a completely different experience. Even though the anesthesia, she got a little freaked out in there. She did.
And
Grabbing doctors' asses. And you think I'm kidding. She did. She grabbed the doctor's ass.
well, anesthesia could be beautiful. In the right way.
That's why there's edits. That'll be edited.
Yeah.
You're gonna see the website.
We'll see. We'll decide on that. Oh, her name is Randy. No.
Excuse me, it's Dr. Randy Taylor. Send your kids to her. It'll be a wonderful experience, rewarding on multiple levels.
Well, that's okay, because you know what? I love this. Again, no judgment. So there are people who will still, even after watching this, they will still say, knock me out. I'm good with that. Oh, your mother was knocked out? Good. Awesome. I think hopefully it's few and far between at this point in time. Most of us want to be there for the experience to some extent.
Yeah.
But even for those who say, I don't want to, be a part of this, then I guess those are the ones for whom a childbirth class is really not necessary. But
I would say for even those people, I would say to them, if that's your choice, more power to you. But at least take the class, know your options, have the knowledge. And even if after you learn about all your choices, you still say, I want to be knocked out, go for it.
And the bottom line is that it probably would change. It's a very good point, Randy, because that would probably change the way that they thought about taking a class. Because once you take the class and you understand how truly dangerous it is to be knocked out to have a baby, I think that everybody wants their birth to be a healthy birth and their babies to be healthy, and that always is going to be the bottom line. And that's what you're doing by educating yourselves, is you're making the likelihood of that happening so much higher.
Opens your eyes to so much.
Yeah.
I mean, when Erin told me originally that she didn't want an epidural, she didn't want drugs, I was like, well, our insurance covers it, so can I have them?
I was gonna say the same thing.
Like,
You've been up
because I'm pro drugs, but you know, and then taking the class probably 3 weeks into it, so 9 hours or whatever. I'm like, man, she was right,
Yeah.
I'll be damned. But it's amazing how much it opens your mind and your eyes to everything, and how you have choices and you have the ability to, like you said, not decide which way it goes, because you don't have control, but you do have ways to change things. You have other options, and you have ways to slow things down, to try different things, to at least explore everything you can. Also, so that now, as we have a 3-year-old, that my wife and I can both feel confident that we did everything with our child's best interest at heart. We didn't put anything aside. We didn't take any shortcuts, because we wanted to give that child the best opportunity, medically and in every way, to come out to the world and be a part of our family. And I know now with our second child, it was almost pressure on her, like, well, I really hope it goes the same way, because I don't want to look at like, oh, I didn't try as hard with my second child. I didn't give as much. I didn't know as much. You need to, we took a refresher course with you, because even though it had only been 2 years, we were like, we want to know. I mean, like you said, things get cloudy in there. It gets crazy, and not to scare anybody, but it gets crazy. And
Thanks, DJ. You just got me back in the class. It's been 7 years.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a refresher. I think we need one.
I remember, but you know what? Gail can give us the clip notes.
Yeah.
She can give us the clip
Don't you
notes.
know this is
sometimes.
my strategy?
This
Just
is-
so I can
she's
hang
gonna get
out
us
with
back
you
in.
guys.
It's return customers.
It's like the Godfather. Every time I'm out, they
We did. We came for a one-night
There's a-
refresher,
There's
and
a
then I
6%
remember
discount. Don't worry.
it was like 9 o'clock at night, and I was in labor with my second. I had put my first to bed, and I'm like, okay, this is going a little bit differently than it was my first. And I called Gail at 9:30. Then I'm like, what do you think I should do? Should I get on the treadmill? Should I wait till they're 2 minutes apart? And we talked through it, and she reminded me what all of my options were. And not to pat myself on the back at all, but when people hear, oh my God, you had 2 births, all natural with no drugs, because it's an anomaly in our generation. I said, no, I didn't do it. We did it. But it took 2 of us to get the baby in there. It was taking 2 of us to get the baby out. It was truly a partnership, because I wavered, and had DJ not been so in tune to how passionate I was about having this experience, unless there was something medically necessary, I don't know if I would have gotten through it both times. And then I felt the pressure the second time, like I did it once, I have to do this again. And it was labor went differently, and we made it through, but because he was as informed as I was.
Yeah.
And that's also kudos to Gail that 3 years or 3.5 years after taking her course at 9:30 at night, she still answers her phone for you and gives you that guidance as if you left her house an hour before that from her class. That it's a class, but it's it's for us, it's become a lifelong friendship, but it's a support system. Exactly.
Well, little known that, it's not the most important part of taking a class, of course, and it's, even though I joke with you guys sometimes and I say it's all about me, it's really not all about me. But at the end of the day, that little known part is that it's a joy for me. This is my life, I'm so passionate.
And I wanted to add to that, because like you said, at 9:30 at night she answered your call. And Gail, she's so much more than a teacher. I mean, she's a friend and a confidant. And when I called Gail after I had Alex and I said, I'm miserable and what can I do to get myself back? We met, and she took the time out of, her life to sit, and no fee, it's just, I'm here for you to help you through this part of your life because I care and because I'm passionate. And she helped put me on that path to getting myself healthy and, you know, directing me and guiding me with fitness and nutrition and all of those other things that have enriched my life in so many ways in the past 7 years and are spilling over into my husband's life, you know.
I don't get to go to the gym anymore. I beach body.
It's been such an awesome relationship that we've had, you know. She's so much more than a teacher.
Oh my God, I love you guys.
Not every class is the same.
It's
and
not,
to me,
it's not.
you know, in every aspect of my life, passion is infectious. And if you find someone as passionate as Gail about what they do, I'm like, if Gail says I got this, I got this. Right?
What would Gail say to do?
Uh-oh. Don't put me on that. That's definitely bad. I don't want to be
Start the
there.
bracelets. What would Gail
Yeah,
do?
you're right. That's what I mean.
But we are indebted to you.
We are.
Yeah, well, I love you guys. Thank you.
You're all in the cult of,
Thank you.
the cult of Gail.
Love you.
Thank you.
Oh,